I'm Kolisi and I'm part of the Global Rugby Players Foundation. And yeah, we obviously want to help empower players who are playing currently and who obviously will stop. And it's players that are playing now that help them that want to stop afterwards so that they have a place to go to, where they need help. If they don't know what they want to do, where we can help them, connect them with people, whether they want advice on financials, how to, make sure that their money works for them, or they're looking for job opportunities, we can hopefully connect them with companies. I'm really passionate about this cause because I'm currently playing and I'm close to the end of my career. I mean, maybe 4 or 5 years I'll be stopping. And I've seen a lot of players that I've played with who've won and been successful in rugby, but weren't helped, with the stage after that. And the work actually starts while you're playing, and I think I've got good people around me now who are advising me to help me, to be in a better place when I stop. And I really believe that as a current player, it's important for me to be part of the organization because I know the struggles, and I'm actually more on the lucky side where I've helped people that help me. So yeah, I want to make sure people they actually win outside rugby too. It's easy to enjoy your life and live your life while you're playing and getting this salary, but it stops somewhere, and I've seen it from players that stop. So I want to help players prepare for that stage. So that's the ultimate plan. It's not to wait for people to finish their money and then they stop and then, okay, now we want to help you. That's more difficult than helping players plan now going forward. I think it starts with knowing that, like, rugby is not who you are. It's just what you do. But it can create the connections that you make during rugby. It can create long-term like relationships that can help you afterwards. It's also players understanding. When you go to an appearance and you are asked to go and meet sponsors and see, it's not about standing there and hiding in the corner. You have to make connections. You have to learn to speak to people and also think what it is that you want outside rugby, because you don't want to think about that when you're playing. All you focus on, okay, I want to play well on Saturday and do this kind of thing. So it's important for players to understand that those connections with sponsors can help you in the long. I've known some players who've partnered with sponsors in their clubs, and afterwards the sponsors look after them, and also knowing who you are, because after a while people tend to forget, like people forget, they don't see you in the screen anymore, and you need to be happy with that, knowing that this happened. And some people can't deal with it because their whole identity is based on this character that they are for this period of time. So it's, yeah, those are I've seen, and we've seen some horrible stuff happen to people where they just can't manage it anymore, and that's why I think also mental, like having someone to talk to, which is something that I do, I have someone to talk to, and I have friends around me, like mental health, like just to talk about, okay, it's a lot, I'm getting big now and it's becoming a lot, I can't handle it, and how am I going to be when this all stops, and I think it's quite important. Some people, don't think about that kind of stuff because it's a huge change, becoming from being a rock star to nothing. You see it, when you win, everybody loves you, and if you lose a big game, then nobody wants to talk to you, people don't really greet you. So it's a huge adjustment that I've heard from players, and also sponsors go, and your income stops. You're going to have to live off a smaller amount of money. How are you managing? How are you planning for that, basically? So we're looking to, instead of people looking at retirement as this mountain to climb, but also to see the opportunities in it, especially while you are still in the game. What can you do to play? Like I always go back to planning. Plan it so that you don't get caught, by surprise in all these things, what's great about it is the players that are the founders of the foundation. They've played, they know, they can share the experiences with the players. That's the amazing thing. They've walked the same journey, but maybe some of the players planned, but some didn't. So now you're gonna get all this experience for people who've walked this path while you are playing. So in your day off, what are you doing? we can connect you with the company. You can sit and talk and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Help me with this. Okay, we can give you this kind of hours. So, and you can become something more than just a rugby. Maybe you want to, maybe some players have studied, get connections, work with that. So there's so much that you can do, but it's all about preparing and planning, and that's what we as the foundation want to do for players. And you know, the organizations already that are doing that, but it's not everywhere, obviously in the world, and we want to work with the people that are already there already, and also fill in the gaps with places that are not looked after, which I think is important. You know, we want everybody to feel the same wherever you are in the world. You don't want to be scared or want to have to move out of your country so you can get this kind of support. We want to, as much as we can, and be in everywhere, but also collaborate to see the ones that are doing it already. How can we work with them to help and move it to another place? Obviously men and women, which is very important, which I very feel strongly about, because it's always been, everything is done for men first. It should never be like that. Like I mean, the stuff that I hear in women's rugby is crazy. I didn't know women go to work and then go to training in the evening. I had no idea, because see the work that they do, I'm like, what? And the way they fill up stadiums, what happened in the World Cup in New Zealand, and what the women's rugby doing in England right now, and us as men, honestly, I still say, me, myself included, we don't do enough, we don't speak enough, our voice is so important, and if we want rugby to grow like soccer, we need as many children, young boys and girls playing this sport, and it's our duty and it's our job as men and women to make sure that we support each other and we're there for each other, just to grow the global game, because if it grows, everybody wins. I like the community part. I think community is honestly important, especially in the sport that we play. We basically live you're in a community the whole time, not just with your team, but the people that you're in competition with, you know. And at the end of the day, you're all doing the same thing. You're trying to achieve the same goals. Then you form friendships along the way. I think it's important for when players stop, where they can have a place where can they just go to their phone and type, even just saying how they feel on the day, or today I miss this, because you'll have other people there that can reply back to you, oh, I actually was going through the same thing, but this is how I do. This is what I do to cope. I would love something like that for me when I stop playing, where I can just go vent with some of old players, women or men. And I think the second one was it the health one. The health one. Yeah, I think that's important, especially the part where it says the special needs for women too, because you can't give the same thing to men. You gotta specialize some things for women who have different needs. I think that's really important.